ASMR. Disc golf ASMR.
AI.
Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool, Daddy Slick Breeze, and I have with me Eric McCabe, the bomb. He the bomb.
Bomb man.
We should bring that back too.
Nintendo would not like that.
Oh, fair point. I forgot that was something from Nintendo.
From old school, yeah.
I know.
It's one of my favorite shirts, though.
It's cool. The thing is that like we could get away with that back then, but nowadays, did you see what Disney is suing AI generation video generators?
Really? No.
Because people are making a lot of like Stormtrooper AI
I've
video
seen those.
generators. Yeah, so they're suing AI companies saying you can't do that. That's our intellectual property, and their reason behind it is that they dilute the brand. In other words, you know, the Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, all that, they have certain personas out there. They're a character, and then if you make silly videos of Darth Vader just being goofy, you're ruining the character.
You're killing his image.
Yes, you are, and you're diluting the brand. And they're like, you can't do that. That's our intellectual property.
Liar.
That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay, that has nothing to do with disc golf,
though.
whatever.
Man, I like that.
We
should just talk about that instead. AI and
just AI
what's going
this
on in the world.
This morning I was watching a AI video. The character was AI talking to me. The voice was AI. And it had B-roll in it that was obviously AI, and then a little bit of real B-roll, but was obviously taken from a machine AI saying, what should I show when this word is being shown?
Weird.
And it was teaching me how to be better at AI and make money.
AI is scary.
Everything was completely AI, except probably the guy that...
Was the guy talking like a Yeti? Have you seen all of those that are going?
Yes, it was very similar to that.
Those are so funny.
Oh, it's so weird, but it was a very like hyper realistic. It was a real, like it looked like a real person, just like really vivid colors and just that whole thing where your brain's like, you look real, but you're not real.
You're not real. You can tell. You can usually tell, right? I mean, they are getting to a point now where it's like really hard to see if it's real or not.
Right.
But I don't know if it's the audio or something about it. You can just like, that's not real life.
My thing is our brain is so good at just picking out like something's not right, but we're going to be exposed to it so much that I think whatever that is will kind of get dulled.
Correct.
And it won't matter.
Yeah.
We'll just watch it anyway. So it's
for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
I actually posted something on my personal page and on the Disc Golf Answer Man Facebook group because my question was, how soon do you think we'll get our first AI disc golf influencer where it's like you're watching a tutorial video how to throw farther and it's an AI. It's a person that doesn't even exist, a voice that doesn't even exist.
Interesting.
And someone just plugged in the right scripts and the right prompt and they're making videos teaching you how to play disc golf.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's see if it works.
So crazy. All right, now let's talk about some disc golf.
All right.
Now it's been we're looking at our little cheat sheet here, our little notes, and it's been a month since we did an actual episode. I've done some interview episodes, but it's been a month.
We also did the live.
Oh yeah, we did the live update.
The live updates, which is kind of, something that we're doing every other week.
Yeah.
So we haven't been like completely MIA.
That's true.
But it is the first time we've done an actual Answer Man episode in a month.
But it feels like it's been at least 2 weeks since I've seen you.
Yeah.
Because the rest of us had 4th of July, but then you
was in Alaska.
We're in Alaska, running events, and I'm sure working on course updates and all that stuff.
Yeah, exploring as well.
Yeah, so tell us the whole lowdown. What happened out there?
Man, every year I go there, it just gets better.
Yeah.
And they got spring about a month early this year, so they were able to get out and work on the course a little bit more, and the course looked better than it ever has. The first year we went, you were there in 2020 to run the first ever Meyer Lake Classic. So yeah, we've been back every year. This is the year that it honestly looked the best. Everything was maintained. They're able to, they've got all these tiny little birch trees that start to grow up in the forest. Well, you get them all cut down and it's tough to you can't just put a lawn mower in the woods, right? You got to weed whack and all that, but they've gotten to a point where there's certain holes that they were able to lay some grass seed down and they are able to actually get a mower out there and mow it and make things a lot easier. So yeah, the course was great. Tournament was great. I think we ended up with 86 players was the final number. Everybody had a great time. Weather was spectacular, which is great because the last couple of years we've had to deal with some rain. So sunny and 60s, and can't wait to go back next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw some of the pictures and videos you posted. I did see that they did the tradition. I'm sure I'm looking at the right thing where the winners jumped into the lake.
Winners did some cannonballs.
That's awesome.
Yep, absolutely. So
very cool. So, okay, so this is going to happen next year, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
So probably if that's like a disc golf adventure or like a what do they call it? Something to get off your bucket list as far as playing disc golf, I would say a trip to Alaska would be one of those that everybody I've seen that's been there say it's well worth the trip to get out there. And
it is, and it's affordable too. I mean, there's cabins on site that you can rent. They now have a restaurant and a bar on site, so you never really even have to leave.
That's awesome.
You just get there and hang out and play disc golf 24 hours a day.
Oh yeah, because what was it? You stayed up late because was it light for a long time?
Yeah, the sun. I think the sun sets. We'll say sets at like 11:30 at night.
Oh wow!
But it's just like it looks like 8 p.m. here. Where it's just like dusk,
That's
and then
crazy.
it's dark at like 3 a.m. to like sunrise at 4:30 or something crazy like that. So
awesome.
You don't get a lot of sleep when you're there because you're just constantly out doing things.
Yeah, we had a meeting, a Monday meeting, and like you could tell you were exhausted.
Yeah, I was like tired. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I think I just went to bed. One of those things.
Yeah.
So
Cool. All right. Well, something else big we have coming up, and literally as we're recording this next week, is the PDGA Junior Worlds Disc Golf Championship. And we're so excited. We love having the kids come out and, of course, play the courses. I know one of the things I am always in awe and amazement when I see some of these kids, how far, not just far they can throw the disc, but how accurate.
Totally.
And they take it serious. They've got their carts, they got their bags, they're dressed in their disc golf outfits and stuff. It's awesome. It's great.
MJ18, FJ18, both of those divisions are legit.
Yeah.
Like there's 1,000 rated kids in these divisions in the MJs, or at least there has been in the past. I don't know about this year, but I mean these kids are good. I follow them around, and it is they are the future. And this event is, we've been had the pleasure of hosting this event 3 times in the past. It was strictly a Junior Worlds. I think this is technically our 5th year running a Junior Worlds, but the first year we did it was Am Worlds. They kind of combined everything. And then we asked the PDGA, hey, let's split these up. These kids deserve their own spotlight. So this will be the 4th official Junior Worlds, only juniors event that we've hosted, and it is my absolute favorite event of the year to travel to. If it's in Emporia, but it's just that much better when it's here, and I get to sleep in my own bed.
It does make a big difference.
Yeah, it does
make a big difference.
You're still exhausted at the end of the week, but it's not like you got to travel home.
Yeah, it's your own bed. You make your own breakfast. You're not running out to grab something for breakfast. You can make your own stuff at home, so that's always nice. Yep. And if you need a minute to kind of step away, you can literally kind of go to your house for a little bit and then get back after it. So I love that part.
Yeah. It starts Saturday, technically, right?
Saturday, and it starts a lot of events, just like we like to do it up here in Emporia for disc golf. We got axe throwing, we got ace challenges, flex start XC tier double disc at champs, and so all kinds of stuff already starting on Saturday.
And one thing I would like to shout out is Tuesday the 15th. We are hosting a disc golf experience at Welch Stadium, which is Emporia State, where Emporia State football team plays. The Emporia State disc golf team will be hosting a clinic that night. I think it's a $25 entry fee, and it gets you a free ESU disc, and you get to play 9 holes in the stadium, much like we've done at Arrowhead, AT&T, Nashville, Denver, all those fun places. It's not quite that scale, but it's still pretty cool to get to throw onto the field, walk on a football field, and play. Plus, proceeds go to help fundraise for the Emporia State disc golf team. So if you're in Emporia on July 15th, tee times are from 2 to 8 p.m., and you do not have to be a junior to play in it.
Oh,
it's open to anybody. So we would love to have as many people there as we possibly can.
Fantastic. Yeah, we have a movie day. We have stamp your player pack disc. We have a tour of the warehouse. You can come tour the warehouse at different times. Let's see what else we have. We have more CTP challenges, putting competition, as Eric mentioned, ESU disc golf clinic and Q&A. So, I mean, just a packed. Then, of course, the competition.
Of course, the World Championship, too. We're gonna crown some world champions next week. That's the best part about it.
Now, I don't know if you're allowed to say, or if you want to say, but is there any, because you and I talked earlier, and you had said you're going to be kind of like, I mean, this is a chance for us to kind of check out the
future.
Yeah, the future, these kids and everything. Is there anybody, can you say anybody that you're like kind of watching, you're thinking, okay, I want to see how this guy plays in person? Or
I don't know that there is any individual person. I mean, I've talked to a handful of these kids' parents.
Yeah.
At last year in Tulsa, in Emporia. They're always on my radar.
Gotcha.
I don't have like a specific one or two people, but there's a handful of them out there that I definitely want to throw them a business card, and I'm saying like, hey, you want to come over and get some free education?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic. So good stuff all around. You can go to thepdj.com. Look for under competition, I think is under events, then go to World Championships, and then look for Junior Worlds, and you can see the whole schedule there. I'm going to be out there doing some filming. We won't do any like around coverage, but we're just going to do kind of like check-ins and stuff like that on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and then I'm going to put together kind of a whole big video on YouTube. Probably come out maybe a week later. Give me some time to edit it all together, but that way you can kind of see the entire experience and what all went down here.
Totally.
So, should be good times. All right, so let's talk about what we have right here, and then we're going to get to your questions, guys. I promise, but we have a lot to talk about. We have a bunch of discs coming out, and as Eric is displaying here, one of the ones that's coming out for B2B, or we call the wholesale, is the Motive. Now, it won't look like this. It'll have its actual stamp on there.
These are actual prototypes.
Yeah, but they'll be the Fusion Motive. Tell us, what is the Motive?
The Motive is a very beginner-friendly disc. It's what if you think about Latitude 64's Diamond, it's similar to that. Maybe a touch more stable than the Diamond, so you have a little bit more torque resistant, because these kids today just rip discs. It's insane. But either way, they're going to be available in lightweight plastic. It is Fusion plastic. The numbers on these are going to be 8.6, -3. 2, so it does have that fade at the end. I've thrown it a handful of times out in the field, just nice 50-60% power, and gotten a great flight out of it. I know Bobby has thrown it a bunch of times, so you might even have one in your bag right now. I don't know about if you do or not, but I know you had one. You took one to Tulsa. 2 of them.
I took 2 of them.
2 of them in his bag. Yeah. So the Motive is going to be a fantastic addition to the dynamic lineup, something that we just don't have. We had the Breakout at one point, but they were the rim on them was a little bigger. They were a little bit more overstable, and I think this is exactly what we wanted for beginners or players with lower arm speeds.
And I've heard when I've talked to some stores and some other people, it seems like understable discs are on the rise as far as being needed. I think that's because a lot of people are just casual players. They just want to go have a good time, and they want to throw a disc really nice. So this will fit in real good. I've got a handful of the junior players on Team Dynamic Discs that we're going to meet a couple mornings, and we're going to do some throwing and videotape it. So that way, did I just say videotape it?
You did say video. They're going to get the camcorder out.
Yeah, make sure you have your VCRs ready to go.
Beta or?
Your Betamax.
Betamax. But he did get something new. He's going to convert him to Laserdisc as well. So
I used to have one of those laser players.
Anyway,
we're going to film it, capture it.
There you go.
And I'm going to put some stuff out there, kind of like a Is This Disc Right For You Junior Edition.
I like that.
So that way you can see from the kids how well it throws and see if it's a great disc for you. And of course, me and Eric are going to go do our version of Is This Disc Right For You, so you can check it out. The next one, we've talked about this one before, and my apologies. I actually made a video and told people this was coming out already, and it hadn't come out yet when I announced it.
Well, it had come out wholesale, technically. If you want to be, get technical about it.
So, but these, and I'm going to ask you, and probably sounds silly on camera, these have not come out for retail yet, right?
Thursday. This Thursday.
So Thursday, July 10th. So this is good. You'll see this. And so if you see this episode will probably come out in a couple days. So these will already be out. But yes, these are the Lucid Jury, and they are the Orbit.
Yep.
But they have this triple stamp flamingo on it. And it is just, it's kind of like a digital flamingo.
They look so cool.
Just so cool.
They do look very, very cool. The Orbit, I mean, the blues are probably my favorite. I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but the blues, I mean, man, All of them look good, feel good, and fly good. The Jury, if you aren't aware of the Jury, it is the latest putter that we released, I want to say a year or two ago at this point. Very overstable approach disc. So it kind of has the Judge feel in the hand with the bigger bead on the bottom, but it has much more stability than a Judge. So you can these things are very predictable. You can really lean on this disc when you're throwing them as approaches. You probably won't want to putt with the premium versions, but they are wind fighting machines. So
there you go.
These are sick.
So pick one of these up. This is one that we definitely need to put on the roster for Is This Disc Right For You? Because we never did a Jury.
There's a bunch we didn't do.
Yeah, so there was something else I was going to say about, I don't know that new people to disc golf appreciate. I'm sure they appreciate the look of it, but the actual triple stamp, the actual making a triple stamp and making it work. I mean, I've watched that machine do its thing, and I've seen them. I mean, it's not. You gotta understand, it's not simply just putting the disc on there from go and it's perfect. I mean, they're like
boop,
doing it, making adjustments,
misprints,
So anyway,
you think about it when you're stamping one disc, you have misprints, and then you get the machine working to where it needs to work, and then you rock and roll the whole rest of the way. When you do it with triple stamps, you got to do that 3 times.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. So, yeah.
And so this one I saw was getting shipped out yesterday in a bunch of piles where people were pulling orders, and I can't remember exactly if this is already out or getting ready to come out.
Getting ready.
Okay, so I thought now we did have the lemon-scented Mr. Breeze, and thank you guys so much for purchasing those. We still have a little bit of handful left, so you want to grab those. And people have asked me if I'd sign it. Yes, put it in the notes, and I will be happy to sign it. But we also have the lemon-scented Judge that has the little lemon stamp on it, and that's so cool. And it is, you can smell it.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Our audio people were like, what is that noise? What are they doing on that show? No,
these come out.
That was a bit too much.
That was a little too much.
That was a lot of lemon.
Here's an idea for you too. If you don't throw the Judge, buy one anyway and put it under the seat of your car. I promise you, your car will smell lemony fresh.
I want to do a video where I have it hanging on the mirror.
Spoiler alert, I'm looking at getting minis made.
Get out. That would be perfect.
Yes. So look for that in the future.
Dude, okay, we're doing
We'll
do one time with this, and
the
then
thing
we'll do
is,
another one with that.
we gotta figure out what scent flavor, I guess, we want to do. So
Can
comment
you do new
down
car?
below
Yeah.
what you would like to see, what flavor, what scent that you think would be perfect for like an air freshener. So I want to know what you guys. I want to know. Let me know.
That would be good. Yeah.
These come out on the 17th, by the way.
Okay,
July
sorry, yes.
17th.
I'm all excited about the
I know.
air for car freshener.
We don't want a disc up there because you'd be like, you look like Flava Flav and all that, but like hanging, man, that's a great idea.
All right, last but not least disc we want to talk about is the Lucid Orbit Heist. Me and Eric already went out and did our first comeback. Is this disc right for you? And it was with the Lucid First Run Heist, and these are the Orbit plastic. Now, generally speaking, does Lucid Orbit change the flight of the disc a little bit or no?
In the past, yes.
Okay.
It slightly changed it, I would say. Majority of the time, from what I've noticed, they've been maybe just a touch more stable.
Okay.
Just had a little bit more beef to it at the end of the flight.
Okay.
Now, I have not thrown these, so I do not know exactly how these fly, but I will say they feel amazing.
Yeah.
They do feel really good.
And look is so nice.
The looks, I mean, the Orbit plastic is just fantastic. The triple stamp on it. We had the idea of doing something crazy. We used to do a while back. I don't remember how long ago it was, but we had a Hulk stamp when we had the Marvel licensing. We had Hulk on the bottom, and he was punching, and then we had like punching a wall, like bricks coming out and everything. So I had the idea of let's put a bank vault on the bottom, right? And then it looks like an explosion, like a heist.
Nice.
So they look good. Kevin killed it with this stamp. I'm thrilled with how it came out. They look good, feel good. I'm sure they fly good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take these out and throw these. When does it come out?
They came out yesterday for wholesale and the 24th of July.
Okay, so
for
we got some time.
Retail. So we got some time to talk about them. And then, the retailers, visit your local retailer. Tell them to pick up some of these because they are available right now through wholesale. So tell them to pick up some of these bad boys.
Okay, so after Worlds, we'll go out and do like a comparative where we'll throw
Yeah,
them.
totally.
Yeah, so we can show people how they
And
throw.
we may have another plastic heist to try as well in the future, soon.
Very, very soon.
Very, very soon. And they have some great colors.
Now,
too,
did you talk about the flight? I can't remember. Or just the graphics?
We talked a little bit about everything.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we did a whole, is this right for you with it?
Yeah.
I'll just say they bomb. They absolutely bomb.
I'll put a card up here if I can remember to so you guys can click on that and watch that heist. Is this right for you?
So if you're wondering why there wasn't a card there, he forgot.
I forgot. You're like, where's the card?
Where's the card?
Where's the card?
Just click on his face.
All right, let's get to the questions, guys. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. You can go to discgolfanswerman.com, submit your questions there, and see the latest videos from Dynamic Disc and the latest episode here of Disc Golf Answer Man. Or if you're on Instagram, you can go to link in bio, and there's a link in there to get to the Disc Golf Answer Man little portal display so you can send in the questions and stuff. So we got a few questions rolling in. It looks like, thank you, guys. You continue to keep sending questions, so we appreciate it. So this first one is from Davin. When it comes to Emporia State disc golf team, how likely is it for someone to make the team? And what would the requirements be? Eric. Oh, yeah, okay.
Eric.
Yeah, I mean.
That's me.
I was going to answer, but since
Go
you
ahead.
put Eric.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
You have to, I don't know.
Fair. That's exactly right.
I
don't know.
So, nobody knows. No.
Nobody knows.
So, is it different than, I'm assuming it's different than just being a good at disc golf?
It totally is, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of variables that can go into play there. The first year we actually did a tryout. We had a tryouts where we posted flyers all over campus, sent out an email newsletter, and that first year I think I had, I want to say like 25, 30 kids come out and try.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, we only had room for, at that time, I mean, eight guys, and then we had room for six ladies, but unfortunately we only had one lady show up for the first year.
Oh.
So she made the team.
Oh.
But then we were fortunate enough to find another lady to join that first year. The second year, we didn't have to do a tryout. We kind of had the team together of who we wanted. And then last year we did a tryout again. So it all depends on how many people are interested. Just full disclosure, being honest, it is not as easy as you think to make the team. As good as these kids are getting, these athletes, I mean, the more and more Carter Aarons you see joining college disc golf teams, the harder it's going to be.
So it's not just saying, "Hey, I like to play disc golf.
I like to play. Can I play?" Yeah.
Now
that said, we do have the athletic team plus the club team. So we do have a club team at Emporia State that you are able to try out for or join, really, and just give your effort and your time and all that. The athletic side of it, under the athletic umbrella, I'm not saying it's for the better players, but it's for the players that have proven themselves. My every year the hardest thing to do is pick 4 guys to be on the D1 team.
No.
And we've been very fortunate that our D2 team has been very competitive as well. A lot of our D2 players can probably walk on at a lot of different universities. So for Emporia State, it's a little more challenging, I'd say, to get on the team. But a bigger D1 school, that it's not as challenging as you would think, I would say. Because they're not under that athletic umbrella. They're doing a lot of fundraising and a lot of money out of pocket and those kind of things. So I'll say it's going to get harder and harder as the youth gets better and better.
So let's say I make the team.
You did. Congratulations.
I did.
You
Thank
have
so
eligibility if you want to go back to school.
No. I will not
Fair.
go back to school. I tried that already, and it did not go well. But let's say someone makes the team. How many tournaments can they expect to play in a year?
Great question. It all depends on what region you're in. For Emporia State, we've been very fortunate there as well. We've had Matthew be able to go out and host a whole bunch of tournaments. So on average, I would say we play 10 events in our school year.
Oh, okay.
And then I typically take each individual team to a different region to compete against other schools, so they have different variety. For instance, I took the guys out to Arizona, Illinois. I took the ladies last year. All of us went to Florida to play in an event, which was a lot of fun because it was like February, so
Oh wow,
it was
that'd be
not nice
time to get
here.
away,
So
yeah.
so yeah, and then obviously Nationals every year is in Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is really cool to go out there. And something new this year is the collegiate is what they're calling it. It's just going to be a singles event. It's in September. It's down in Tulsa, so it's really close to home. So we're excited about that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So average about 10 for Emporia State.
Would you say that these kind of like, I remember like my brother and my nephews, they played football, and then when it was wrestling season, they did wrestling, and then sometimes they played soccer. Is that typical where they play other sports as well?
We've had a couple athletes that have been dual sport athletes.
Okay.
One of our girls was on the, I don't know if it's varsity or what they call it, but she was on the volleyball team. The first year or so. And then, so she had to shift times between practice and disc golf and volleyball. So
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Cool. All right, next one comes from Dan. Eric, question: are any of the Premier Plastic EMAC judges as flat as the putter plastic ones? Explanation, long version. Thank you for the breakdown. I got to change this so I can see the whole question, the layout. Boom, there it is. I putt with the regular judge and will probably never switch putting putters. I also really like the EMAC judge. When I have bought premium plastic judges in the past to use as throwing putters, they have often been Domey. The combination of bead and dome made them feel too deep to be comfortable in the hand. I don't really like deep dish putters as I have small to average at 5'9" size hands. I currently use the Envy as my throwing putter, but thought the EMAC Judge might fit that slot with a bit more glide and touch less stability. I can always bag a putter plastic EMAC Judge, but wanted to know if there is a premium plastic option that would be similarly flat so it doesn't feel too deep. Thanks.
Woo! That's a good one. That's the thing with premium putters. For whatever reason, I feel like the majority of them just kind of mold a little domey.
Okay.
We have asked for them to be as flat as possible, especially like on these juries. We asked them to be as flat as possible. And they're flat, but they do have a little dome in the middle. And I don't know if it's just the shape of the mold, the plastic, the way it cools or what the case is there. But majority of the EMAC judges that are in premium, which are the Fusion and the Lucids, both of those did come out with a little bit of a slight dome to it. And I can totally relate to them feeling just a touch deeper, which is just full transparency, honestly, why I throw the classic blend, because it is flat. It kind of beats into not like bacon top, like you see like on the harps, they get like super warped looking, but it has a good feel, nice flat, and it flies fantastic. The hyzer flip, and it doesn't beat in as quickly as you would think. At least the Orbit one I've been throwing hasn't been. So yes, unfortunately, some of the premium putters do tend to dome up a little more than you want.
Okay. Next one is Nick. I have a Lucid X Glimmer EMAC Truth that I love for my Verdict slot. I find it to be just as overstable as my Verdicts, but with more glide, which I love. Sorry guys, I gotta change the format of this one again. Does the first run Supreme EMAC Truth fly similar? Planning ahead in case something happens to my old Lucid X Glimmer.
It does. I would almost say it flies identical to it. But you know what else does? The new retooled EMAC Truths. The ones that have the truth in all capital letters on the bottom. I have some of those on my website right now if you want to go buy them. So you can do that. Shameless plug. But those absolutely fly like those Lucid X Glimmers. So.
Hey, ain't no shame in the game.
Ain't no shame.
Nick has another question. He says, it's great to have you guys back. Got to meet Bobby at the Northwest Disc Golf Championship in Portland. Nice to meet you, Nick. You guys were the very first podcast I listened to and learned so much about disc golf. Now I listen to a lot of disc golf podcasts, but it's nice to have the original back.
The OGs.
The OG. It is nice to be back.
It is.
And I love this format, just getting people, a resource to help better their game or just, wanting to talk disc golf. Paul wants to know, Eric, you stated on the last Disc Golf Answerman that you have designed courses in 29 states. Is there some place where I can look up their locations? I live in Northeast Ohio and would love to check out one of your courses if it's not too far from me.
I'm actually working on that. I've been saying that for a while now. I know.
I think I remember saying that before I left.
Like, yeah, I think I was, but it's tough, right? It's tough to figure out how to do it, where to do it, and all that. I do have like this Google Earth thing that I'm working on that I'm going to put out on my website that you can click it and it goes right to the course, the U-Disc or the disc golf scene, whichever one. But yeah, I am working on it, and I will move that closer to the front of my to-do list. Yeah. But Northeast Ohio, I don't have anything in Ohio, but I do have a couple in Michigan that are just fantastic. Alma, Michigan comes to mind. It's the Runway. It's a fun little course. And then if you want to journey up a little bit further, you can go all the way up to Gladstone, Michigan, which is in the UP. And that course, oh man, that place is just amazing. Really? It's one of my favorite courses I've ever designed. It's the most underrated course I've probably ever designed.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
All right, let's see. Justin wants to know, I was going through old discs. I came across a limited run Tiger Stripe Prime Judge. It has a certificate of authenticity, and it is one of 20. Wow. Besides the extremely cool factor of this disc, is there any value to it? It's never been thrown. I tell you what, Justin, everything has a value.
You just got to find the buyer.
Right, up to the point someone will pay for it.
Yeah. I think I remember those too. I believe I remember seeing those. It probably has my name on the COA.
Well, was it
probably
a
my
Tiger
signature.
Stripe?
Yeah.
Was it actually colored or just?
Yeah, I think they were like orange and they had like black, like I think they just came that way and looked like tiger stripes.
Oh.
So very unique. Yeah, I would say it's definitely worth something to somebody. How much is it? I don't have that answer. But you know who would have a good answer for that? Probably Trace.
Yeah, because you used to do the disc golf auction
I started
page.
the disc golf auction page. And then since Trace has taken it over and perfected it, I will say, he's been able to devote more time to it, and he's got a really good passion for it. Like he does really well. He's created like his own fan base for it. It's pretty awesome. So that's cool. He would know. I'm trying to think of the best way to ask that question. I know he does live videos on Friday on the disc golf auction page there on Facebook. So you could probably just shoot a DM to the Dynamic Discs auctions, and he'll be able to help you out with that.
There you go.
To get you a number or give you a ballpark on what that thing would be worth.
All right, our last question comes from Gustavo. He says, is the production team noticing slight changes over the years with disc molds slightly altering, hence the EMAC Truth becoming more inconsistent, Saint Pro becoming more understable, or other discs becoming more understable than in the past? If so, are there any changes to fix it? Is the plastic the issue, or is it just something we just need to live with and find older runs of discs we know and miss?
I don't know about you, but I'm not a scientist. But I will say...
I am in my other life. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like...
At night, I moonlight as a
cool.
research scientist
for
nuclear energy. I do not. I would not be here.
Fantastic. You learn something new every day.
Right?
I don't know. That's a good question. I've heard that some molds can get worn out if you're using the crap out of them. Constantly have them up and running. Like,
I think I remember that as a thing.
Like the Pure, because it was like always in the machine running.
Yes.
But I don't. It's hard to believe because they're like metal frames.
Yeah, but I think because it just with wear and over time,
totally.
And then, I don't know the whole process. This would be a great question to maybe follow up and ask somebody, but. I'm assuming the plastic that comes into the mold is going to be warm, so that's going to cause something. So, yes, over time, it could probably wear it out. And as we know, the slightest change you make to these affects them differently, right? And so that might be the case.
And not just, the cooling of them, how they're pulled. There's so many variables. Plus, I think it could have something to do with the plastic as well. Right?
Yeah.
It's got to have. Every single run of plastic is going to be a little bit different, right? From run to run. Say the Pure that was ran 10 years ago versus the one that's run now. It's probably going to have some type of variable within it. But one thing that we are doing now, if you look and have noticed on the bottom of all of our newer runs, I would say this year, maybe even end of last year, there's there's numbers on the bottom.
Oh.
Right? Those are runs
Sure enough.
of when they were ran. So I believe, like, what's that number? So this says 25, which is the year.
Yeah.
And then I believe the next numbers are the week, something like that. The day of the day and the week or whatever. So each one of the molds, like if you find a judge that you absolutely love, and you can put those numbers together and figure out, hey, I need this run. That's something that you're able to do now and know when exactly each one of our discs was run. So that's kind of cool to me.
Cool.
I mean, not a lot of people, I don't think we've really talked about that yet. So it's something that I just happened to notice one day, that there's these weird little numbers on the bottom of our discs. It's on all of them. Yeah. It's on all of our new discs. So
this is 25133?
133. Yep.
I have to ask Clay about that.
So I think Oscar told me it was like the years first, and then the week, and then the day. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I don't know exactly which order they're in, but we can find that out, and we'll let you know on the next episode.
Cool. All right, well, that's it. That's all that time we have for this episode. Appreciate you guys tuning in, watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. We're going to do, like Eric mentioned, live updates, more videos. We just put out a junior disc versus full size or regular size disc, where I have the regular size, Eric has the junior size, and we just kind of have fun with it. Ends up turning into a distance competition at the end, and you'll have to watch to see who beat who. Let's just say
beat who.
This will be the first time I'll ever get to say that, I may have...
Don't spoil it.
I may have beat a champion. Anyway, so... go watch that. Enjoy that. We have a bunch of interviews coming out as well. Ron Converse Jr., if you haven't seen that one,
World champ.
Yeah, he just won his 4th world title, MP60, his 5th major title. So a lot of wisdom for him to share. And then I did an interview with Hunter from Foundation Disc Golf, doing a lot of stuff where I'm just learning about people in the disc golf business, and that way you guys can learn a little bit more as well. What do you got going on? What do we got going on this week?
Just prepping
for Junior World, right?
Just playing catch up from being gone for a couple weeks, and then right into Junior Worlds. Yeah. So very excited for Junior Worlds.
What are some topics? I know I just popped in my head. Things going on in the disc golf world. What do you know what did you catch? What have you caught?
Lately?
Yeah.
Man, I've caught a lot of weird stuff in the disc golf world right
Isn't
now.
It, though?
Like the drug testing.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the situation.
If
we ever want to grow the sport to that level and be an Olympic sport, we'll just use the Olympics as an example.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to drug test you in the Olympics.
Yep.
Look at, what's his name, Michael Phelps?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but on the other hand, are we really there yet? I don't know. I don't know if we're there yet.
I don't know.
That, and I don't know. It's really weird because I can only know what I hear and see online. It's not like I have access to the people that made these decisions or PDGA. And I know PDGA was supposed to put something out, but they haven't yet. And then 33-day notice or something beforehand is a little weird. It's like, hey, why not just give it? Hey, I don't know. I don't know the whole situation, but I think it's. I don't think we're ready for it. I get why we're doing it. I mean, it's the World Championships. It's in another country, so let's just figure it out. And here you go, guys. Spoiler alert: everybody in the top 10 is gonna be okay.
Right.
Like they're fine. Like there are maybe a handful of players that maybe even live in a country or a state where it is perfectly legal to enjoy themselves, we'll say. So I don't know, it's weird. But it's different at federal level. So it's like
it's such a weird topic, and then you can get, I don't know, it's just a weird, but it is interesting to watch it kind of play out.
Yeah.
I know that the PDGA was supposed to be on, Doug Bjerk was supposed to be on staggered stance. But he hasn't
no show, Doug. What's up? I don't know. I don't know the situation. He hasn't been on there
as of this morning, at least. I don't believe so. But I am interested to see what they have to say. Always respect Doug's opinion.
Totally.
Whether I agree with it or not, I still respect him and his opinions. But it will be interesting to see what happens and how this all plays out. Speaking of the war,
I assume it wasn't even like a PDGA thing. I see people like dragging PDGA through the mud through all this, but
Yeah,
I don't even
no.
think it was their decision
I
or
don't think
their.
so.
I think it was like that World Federation, whatever it is. I don't W something or another. But
That's why
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I want to hear from Doug. I want to hear what he has to say about how the whole thing came to be.
Yeah, I would definitely. That's going to be a very highly watched episode of Staggered Stance if it ever happens.
Yeah,
so.
it'll be interesting to see the reactions as well.
Yeah.
Somebody did post something interesting. I think they should have been careful how they did it, went about to do it, and I don't know if this is the real case, but some people were saying that certain players that might be on steroids, which is considered an enhancement, right? Now there's obviously no proof that this player is on steroids.
There's also no proof that steroids will help you in disc golf,
right, in your performance.
Yeah.
So my thinking is if we're gonna drug test for what is it?
Cannabinoids?
Is that the technical term?
Yeah.
Do we test for all other drugs as well?
Absolutely. Ibuprofen. It's my drug of choice.
Supplements. No more vitamin B12.
Oh no. I don't know. It's something we're gonna have to be concerned with at some point. I just don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So so it's kind of on the same topic maybe, but it's a little bit different. As far as this world's being like really looked at because the Europeans seem to really know how to show out.
Oh man, do they ever?
Right? And so I think a lot of people are anticipating like, okay, like let's see them show us how this is supposed to be done. Hey, PDGA, hey, United States tournament directors, are you watching? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that was what it feels like because...
You should say it in a European accent instead because...
I'll butcher it.
I know. That's why
Hey,
I said-
Americans.
Wait.
See, I don't even know what that is.
Jamaica?
You said, but it will be interesting to see what they bring to the table because UC's talking a big game, which UC usually can show up and do his thing.
Yep, always.
So I know
Hall
he
of
has,
Famer.
and he has a passion for this, and he pushes. I've heard from reputation he can be pretty. I don't want to say pushy about it, but like
strict, maybe?
Strict,
Yeah.
and when he wants something, he tries to make it happen. So.
I mean, I've been saying for 15 years now that European disc golf is where it's at.
Why
Since
do you
my
think that
first
is?
trip over, I mean, they treat it like it's a sport.
Well, what is our problem over here?
Money.
You think it's money?
It's greed. It's all of that. I mean, like the European Open for years was free to attend. Just come on out, you know, and that you get these huge galleries. It's on TV. The kids there are being introduced to it at a younger age. I don't know. It just feels more professional. It feels like we've made it when we're in Europe playing disc golf. And that's why I'm so disappointed that I will not be in Finland.
I know.
I want to be there. Like it's historic, and it's the first world championships outside of North America, and I'm not going to be there. Dude, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart.
So yeah, I am very much anticipating everything that they do, everything that gets covered and shown because I'd like to see, they're building it up, they're hyping it up, so hopefully they will show up.
Yeah, and well, the other event going on, what is it? The European, what do they call the European Festival?
Well, the one that's got rained out.
Well, they had that concert,
and
there was all that mud and everything, and all these people are like, getting like their pitchforks out and lighting them on fire and getting ready to just, and then today they shared they're out there rolling brand new sod out. They know what they're doing, people. Like Europe.
I gotta imagine that's panic mode though.
Oh, I'm sure it is, but I mean,
because it's kind of like they have a reputation to live up to.
Totally, absolutely they do. But I mean, come on, 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Like even if it didn't rain, it would still be pretty tore up, right?
Yeah.
But still, they're gonna kill it. I promise you, they're gonna frickin' kill it.
Nice. Okay. All right. We're enough rambling. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the next episode.